And now it's time for today's guest. Amy Conway is the editor-in-chief of Health Magazine, which gives readers the ability to put health into context with their daily lives, from workout plans to delicious recipes and more. Here to discuss some tips for a healthy holiday season is Amy Conway.
We got more meatballs.
Nice to meet you, Lucas.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Alex.
Thank you. Am I in the middle?
Yes.
Great.
Hello. Welcome.
Hi,
Sydney.
thank
Good
you.
to meet
Thank you. How are the meatballs?
They're really good.
You're welcome to try.
We're gonna stuff our face after.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure. Happy to be here.
Yay. So tell us about what you do as editor-in-chief of Health Magazine.
Sure. So at Health Magazine, we gather all of the greatest info that's out there right now. We talk to the doctors, we talk to the trainers, we do our research, and we keep up with everything that's going on in the world of health and wellness. And it's really so exciting what's happening. People are so into their own health and creating these new routines and rituals for themselves. And so it's just a topic that is just, it's always changing. There's always something new going on. So we stay on top of all the trends, and then we share them with all of our readers, the really solid, well-reported info to help people take good care of themselves and feel great about themselves.
Absolutely. Health is something I think always on everyone's mind. I mean, what is your take on meatballs for breakfast?
Why not? Absolutely.
We got protein.
We got
Yeah,
protein.
I see something green here.
Yeah.
We've got a little pesto or spinach or something like
Yes,
that.
you guys heard it here first. How did your career journey lead you to this position at Health Magazine?
Right. So I've worked in magazines for a long time. I worked for Martha Stewart Publications for many, many years. Most recently, I was editor-in-chief of Martha Stewart Weddings, so that was super fun, and that was a great experience. But I've always loved health and fitness, and it's something that I really was passionate about personally. So when this opportunity came along, I was just really excited to do it. So it's wonderful to be able to have my personal passions and my work life intersect in such a great way. Sounds like you guys probably have that as well, right?
Yes, we have a lot of fun. We have too much fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what could be better?
Exactly.
And as we can see on your January-Feb issue here, you have Connie Britton talking about meditation, motherhood, moderation.
absolutely.
Love this cover.
Yeah,
so
she's
beautiful.
so
Love
gorgeous.
Connie
love
Britton.
her.
You know what? It's amazing. Everyone loves Connie Britton.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who you are. So we're so lucky to have her on this cover. I don't know if you guys have been watching her show, Dirty John.
Yes,
we talk about it.
obsessively.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God,
We're
so
really
good.
into it.
Yeah, so we are as well. So she talked a little bit about that. She talked about life as a single mom. She just, again, nobody doesn't love Connie, and she just is absolutely gorgeous, and she gave us a great interview, beautiful pictures of her inside the magazine.
Marrying a murderer, not great for your health.
No, not so much, not so much, but it turned out okay.
Yeah. Exciting, but dangerous. I learned from real life experience. What else can we expect in 2019 from Health Magazine?
Well, you will get all kinds of great info in this issue. We talked a lot about your goals. So how to set goals that are realistic, how to keep them. What are your guys' goals for the new year?
Actually, health and wellness is a huge goal of mine for next year. I actually really want to start meditating.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah,
I just signed up.
Yeah, did you?
For
Yeah.
TM.
That's awesome.
Awesome, excellent. Yeah, I think that's mindfulness. I don't want to say it's trendy, but it's certainly something that more people are doing now more than ever. And you know, it makes it so easy. There are so many apps. You can just access the information so much more easily now. So that's one of my goals as well, to spend more time meditating.
I think living in New York, we all get super.
We all need a
hyped
little
up.
bit more zen in our lives,
forget
right?
how important it is just to stop.
Yes, exactly.
So New York is stressful, but also the holidays are stressful.
Yes, we're almost there.
So what are your tips for some just ways to stay healthy and to not completely let things go crazy over the holidays?
Right. I think a couple of things. One is that if you're someone who works out, to make sure you keep getting those workouts in. When we get so busy, it can be hard to squeeze in the time. So really just make sure that you have that time. And even if you can't do your hour spin class necessarily because you've got a lot of places to be during this time of year, if you just are more active, walk instead of taking the cab, take the stairs, even those little bursts of activity, they really do make a difference for your body. So squeeze it in wherever you can because you'll feel better, you'll sleep better. So really stay active as you always do. Try to keep it up this time of year.
And food-wise, are there any traps we can avoid?
Well, really depends. It's, I mean, we do have the meatballs for breakfast.
Yes.
We should start every day that way. But really when you go, I think what people get super stressed about is that you go to so many parties, so there's so much alcohol, there's so much food. And I think that going back to the idea of mindfulness, just be conscious of what you're doing. So if you really want a cookie, have a cookie. Enjoy it, but just don't have 12. So as long as you just think about
that's
that's the problem.
I have one.
And then that leads to, well, you know, there's some people who do better saying, I'm not going to have any.
Yeah.
And then there are other people who can say, I'm going to take a bite, and I love that bite. So you kind of have to know who, you know, know who you are.
I'm finding out who I am. That's a goal.
Yeah, exactly. And you're the more cookies kind of person.
Yes, I am.
That's fine. But I think also, you know, certainly if you want to alternate a glass of water every time you have a glass of wine or another cocktail.
Yeah, that is clutch.
Yes,
that is so
it is,
crucial.
because you definitely forget about that. And I have to say, I know a lot of trainers who say skip the wine and have the tequila or mezcal instead.
Really?
Yeah, so that's a great takeaway for
Really?
you guys. Yeah, because
Yeah.
the wine
For tequila around.
has so much sugar.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. We had
more
on Jillian Michaels recently, and she was saying, because I was reading through her book, she recommends dark alcohols over clear ones.
Oh, interesting.
Does have more
Okay.
sugar.
I don't know. I need to.
I'm sure she has a reason.
I should
Yeah.
finish reading
Yeah.
the sentence. Look.
Just to hear that.
That was a fun one.
What are some trends in health and wellness that you see kind of in 2019? Because like you said, this is, well, it is kind of in right now, wellness.
Yes, absolutely.
And-
People are really into it. It's really taking care of yourself. It's become not like a burden for people, but really
Yeah.
a way of life. I mean, if you guys go to workout classes around New York, it's like that's the place to be. So a lot of people, it's part of your social life as well. But in terms of trends, there are so many cool things happening. CBD
Right.
products are, I actually brought you guys a little Christmas present. You're gonna have to share. So these are CBD
you
gummies.
so
This is
much.
this really cool brand called
Thank
Sunday
you.
Scaries. So
that?
as you
Oh,
guys,
gummies for anxiety.
yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
Love that.
Yes.
Especially with the
No,
current
no
state of the
judgment.
world,
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
this a lot.
I have
Definitely.
anxiety.
Yeah, don't we all? So these are actually really good. And CBD, it's a compound from the cannabis plant, but it doesn't contain the THC. So you don't get high, but you do get the calming effects. And the research is new, but they're looking into, you know, it can help
Inflammation.
yeah, inflammation for sure. So basically, the big things right now that are super easy for people to do are to use creams and lotions.
Right.
If you have sore muscles and sore joints, it's really great. And then these gummies, which are really good for anxiety. And then they're doing tons of research into much more important, much bigger picture uses for treating some real serious medical conditions.
Yeah, it's really impressive. And
So
I'm
cool.
so glad it's becoming more accessible and
Yes.
people are learning more
Yeah.
about it.
I do. I use a salve. I have like a sciatica
Yeah.
problem that flares up
Yeah.
every once in a while.
And it
I use a salve.
Sexy.
Literally, I know. I'm the sexiest person in
Yeah.
the world.
That's
And it like
awesome.
literally within 30 minutes, I can just feel the
Yeah.
pain kind of subside a little bit.
But you hear about new products every day. You can actually get CBD treats for your dog, which I should probably get for my dog.
Can I tell you, I did that.
And
My dog is a maniac. It didn't totally take the edge off,
Right.
but I had to try.
right.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna tinker with the dosage.
Yes.
I just want to knock her out.
Yeah.
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 She ate
I-
a scrunchie, so you know.
It's a
Twice.
whole backstory.
Yeah.
Well, scrunchies, they're another trend, but
I know.
yeah, that's a whole other story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With New Year's, of course, resolutions come.
Yes.
And big ones always are gym memberships, working out more, all this wellness stuff. I don't know if I believe in resolutions. I do think last year I did make goals for myself that I
Right.
did meet and put them out there. But what do you think is what do you think the most realistic resolutions people can make? And how do you
Right.
think people should keep them or
Right.
go after them?
I think that what you really need to do is think about what's going to be meaningful for you. And so make sure it's not something that you just think you should do. So it's not, oh, I think I should lose weight because, I want to fit into my old jeans or because you're competing with someone or something like that. Should be a goal that really feels meaningful to you. So you want to learn a new skill so that perhaps you can advance your career, or you want to eat more healthfully so that you can just feel better. So we have a big article about it in the magazine this month, and one thing that we said is when you think about what goal you might want to achieve, just sit quietly with it for a couple of minutes and think about it. And if you feel like stressed just thinking about it, it's probably something you think you should do and not something that you actually think you want to do.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
I think that's a good piece of advice, because often people think it's the should. I should
That's right.
work
Yeah.
out more.
Yeah.
I
Force
should lose
yourself.
weight. I should do this.
Right, exactly. And then one thing that I think is a really great tip is to share the goal, because you might not want to tell people, oh, I'm going to run a half marathon this year. But you know what? If you do, then you are holding yourself accountable. And, so then you can put your training on your social and people can cheer you on. And so actually, if you're trying to look for, say, a new job, maybe you don't want to share that with everyone. But within reason, if there are things that you're comfortable sharing, if you tell people, they will cheer you on. And then you kind of just, it's a little bit of a motivator for you.
Or they might do it with you, like
Yeah,
meditating.
that's
I
right.
feel like we could all learn to meditate
Yes,
together.
that's
for
right.
2019.
I just
Yeah.
got an app. I
Yeah.
just got
Yeah.
Calm.
Yes.
That
Yes.
app.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Headspace.
that's
that's
I
good
woke
what
up in the middle of the night so stressed I was like, I need something right now.
Yes.
And I've helped.
Right.
Meditate a little bit.
So cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the other thing. Also, just be kind to yourself in terms of the goals. If you slip up or, it's not working, if you said you were going to go to the gym, 3 mornings a week at 5 in the morning, if it's just not working for you, then instead of just abandoning the whole thing, take another look at it and make a new schedule and figure out what actually works for you. So, don't beat yourself up over
Well, I
it.
think those are some perfect tips for us to head into the new year with. Amy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.